Welcome back. I'm Jacqueline Aguilar. The heart of downtown Yuma is home to many local gems, but none like the Sanguinetti House Museum.
And I'm Jalen Fong. In this special Treasures of the Desert Southwest report, our Jacqueline Aguilar brings us the story of the merchant prince of Yuma.
Francis Sanguinetti was a simple man with a go-getter attitude that told the people of Yuma he could take care of them from cradle to grave.
In the late 1800s, Sanguinetti arrived at just 16 years old to find work at a grocery store. Almost 20 years later, he bought that store and the building still stands. At a time in history when Yuma's name was just changed from Arizona City, Sanguinetti saw the opportunity to help locals by opening different business ventures, starting inside his very own store.
There was a mortuary that was later put in because Yuma just didn't have one. He was very much see a need, fill a need kind of guy. So things like mortuaries or bottling companies, or here in Yuma, ice is really, really important. And he helped start the Yuma Ice Company that later became an electric company. And so he just saw Yuma as a land of opportunity, and he just continued to expand on those things.
Sanguinetti's grocery store was popular to many and still is if you frequent downtown Yuma. It's what we now call our children's museum. Sanguinetti is described as being content with the basics in life. Although he didn't ask for much, he still showed a strong work ethic and conducted business in-house.
When we think of people like business people today, we think of like the big executive office with all the fancy things. And one of the comments we get from a lot of people is, well, if he had all this money and all these business, why is his house so small? Well, this was enough. This was what he needed. He didn't want to have a big executive office because that money could be spent elsewhere. So he did a lot of his meetings just from the dining room table over drinks or dinner.
Sanguinetti was married to a woman who had her own big ties to Yuma. Her grandfather was Jose Maria Redondo, who the Arizona Historical Society calls one of Arizona's most famous and accomplished citizens. Redondo was the first grower of Colorado River lettuce in the Yuma area and was a central figure of local irrigation as well.
He married a local girl. Her name was Lila. She's the granddaughter of Jose Maria Redondo, who was a huge politician here in Yuma. She actually worked for him at one of his grocery stores as kind of like a teller, essentially. There was a 20-year age gap between the two of them, but they really got along. They had three beautiful children, Francis Jr., Rosemarie, and then Norman was the youngest. So 2 boys and a girl.
It takes a village is what many say when it comes to raising kids. Sanguinetti was very open about needing help with his family after him and his wife separated, leaning on his housekeeper for that motherly help for his youngest son, Norman, after his wife took the 2 older kids.
So he didn't have the wife here to cook and clean and do things like that, so he hired Paz, who lived here with her husband. But Paz was also really important in raising Norman. When Lila moved to California, she took Francis and Rosemarie with her, and then Norman stayed here.
In the 1970s, Sanguinetti's daughter, Rosemarie, turned her childhood home into a museum through the Arizona Historical Society. The home is now used to teach anyone who enters the history of one of Yuma's moguls and what life looked like back then. Weddings are also held at the Sanguinetti house. Many are fans of the Rose Garden, which was important to the family, even giving the nickname Roses to Sanguinetti's only daughter. Just like many other historic places in our area, the ghost tales don't stop at the Sanguinetti House Museum. Although there's not hard proof to share, some say they see the big businessman hanging around his home.
If you take one of our ghost tours, the ghost hostess will tell you a story about a couple that saw Sanguinetti hanging out in the doorway and trying to welcome them into his home because he was a big friendly guy that loved to talk to people and network and things like that. We've had people say, well, I can just feel him sitting at the table and things like that. So there's stories. I don't know how true they are, but it is an old house, so sometimes things go creak and bump and doors open randomly.
The Sanguinetti House Museum has lots of things coming up soon, like creating new programs for our local youth, and also another museum coming to the heart of downtown Yuma. Reporting in Yuma, Jacqueline Aguilar, News 11.